Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez and this is my Moon Day Oracle reading. So this is going to be a reading for the week of March 3rd, 2025, and it is going to be a reading for the overall energy of the week for the collective. So that means what it is that we all most need to know going into this week, as we are actually starting this week out on a powerful energetic gateway, or what we call an energy portal, which is 3-3, so pretty significant. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So it is important, I guess you could say, to know what's going on energetically, or what the energetic theme is, as I do this reading for, again, the collective. So it's a generalized overview of what we all need to know. It is not individualized personal readings that I'm doing here today. But having this awareness gives us that heads up to really have, how we can best take advantage of the energy, how we can work in divine flow with the energy, and how we can also be aware of what might be going on, what is benefiting us, and how it's benefiting us, I should say. So again, this message is for it's more so a divine insight or advice. I do this utilizing my own intuitive abilities, as I am a spiritual medium, or what we would like to call an oracle. And I also use oracle cards or tarot cards, depending upon my fancy, whatever it is that I want to do that week. So if you are interested in personal readings or one-on-one readings, I do offer those privately. I am not doing that here today, but you can reach out to me or send me a message or check out my readings on my page and for my prices. But again, you can always shoot me a message and we can set something up that way, as these readings can be done through a video chat, through Zoom, through a video recording. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in person. You can do these readings from anywhere in the big, wide world. All right, so I'm going to give us a few moments and just make sure that people can see that I am live and that people can hear me okay, and make sure there's no glitching happening before I really do get down into this. And I am going to try to share this really quickly, so just take the opportunity to do that now. And if you are tuning in, feel free to just drop me a comment. Let me know that you can hear me okay. If you are commenting and I am not seeing your comments, just shoot me some thumbs up so that I know you're trying to, but Facebook is being glitchy. So hopefully that is not the case. And I am sorry if you can hear my dogs all the way downstairs. I'm gonna give us a few moments. Yep, I'm sure you can, even though this microphone is supposed to take away background noise, but or cancel out background noise, I should say, and I don't think it does. All right, I think I got that shared. Hi, Dawn. Welcome, beautiful. Thank you. Good to know. This way I don't have to hold out very long waiting for it. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. So I want to kind of just jump right on into things as well. So again, this is my weekly Moon Day reading for anybody who might just be popping on now. And I do this as often as I possibly can, is what I will say. I have started doing an event to let everybody know in advance that I will be going live that particular week or the following week. I do try to go live on Mondays around 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time with this message for us all and what we need to know. At the same time, I do like to take advantage of the opportunity, I should say, to share what it is that's going on events-wise or offerings between myself and my sister business, Oracles of the Light. So feel free to go over after this is done and check out Oracles of the Light's Facebook page if you have not already done so. Give it a like. You can also stay up to date on things that we offer that way. We do have a brick and mortar shop in Easton, Pennsylvania at Oracles of the Light, and we offer all kinds of magical tools and goods and just fun things that would be beneficial on your spiritual journey, on your healing journey, and just some magical fun stuff as well, such as crystals, oracle cards, tarot cards, protective witch balls, all different things like that. So yeah, definitely check us out if you are local. We are in shop on Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are also there by appointment. So people think, oh, you're only open one day a week, but actually we are there by appointment for oracle card readings, Reiki healing sessions, sound healing sessions, and we also host a variety of different events there on a weekly basis, which I am about to cover. So right now we have coming up, I've talked to some of you already and shared already this before, but I am now offering line dancing classes. So it is not solely country line dancing. It is a variety of music, line dancing to a variety of different songs, from pop to hip hop to country. This is a very powerful healing tool. Many people might think, well, what is a metaphysical shop and practice offering line dancing for? Well, I'm offering classes for line dancing, and I'm doing this because dance is my therapy. Dance is it's one of the most ancient forms of healing, as ancient cultures and peoples danced whenever they were trying to release energy. They danced when they were trying to raise energy. They danced in celebration. They danced in ceremony. There's also something called ecstatic release with dance, and that's just helping you to achieve a state of bliss within yourself. So it's a very powerful tool that a lot of people don't even realize that they utilize it, as I myself did for many, many years. And as many people know, I went through a very tragic loss over the last year and a half, and dancing was always a tool, but I never realized just how important dancing would become for me. And so I danced through my grief, and that was how I helped myself heal. Still doing that, still working through that healing. And so I offer these classes to help others, but also it's just a wonderful way to have fun, to build your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and to just move your body, which is powerfully healing. So I'm offering line dancing classes, beginners and improver to intermediate level dancing. So these lessons are, again, these are an in-person thing for now, and they will be this month in March. We have them coming up. I have a sold out class already for beginners on the 7th, but the following day, March 8th, is another beginners class. So you do not need any experience whatsoever. I break this down step by step. These are lessons only, so there's no open dance here. You would learn these dances, popular dances that are actually being done out in the current line dancing venues and clubs. And so I'm doing that from 2 to 4 p.m. I only have 3 spaces available on March 8th. Again, that's a Saturday. It's 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. $15 a person. Advanced sign up only because space is so limited. So once again, I only have 3 spaces available for that one. Another beginner's class is actually coming up on March 21st. It is a Friday evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that is also $15. Again, advanced sign up only. So if you're interested, I suggest you jump on that right away, and there are events that are created. So you will be able to see that on my page and on Oracle's page. I would jump on it right away because the classes are selling out almost overnight. So very, very blessed, very grateful for that. But I love everybody to be able to have the opportunity, and I can only teach so many a month. So jump on that if you are interested. Again, March 8th, March 21st this month are beginner line dancing lessons, okay? On March 22nd, I have an improver to intermediate level being offered. So that is going to be it's again March 22nd on a Saturday, and so that would be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Also $15 a person. Again, advanced sign up. So there's an event created. If you want more details or you want to sign up, shoot me a message. I can send you the link right away, and we can get it taken care of that way. Hello, beautiful Tammy. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here with me live today. So good to be able to connect with you. Just continuing to go over some news and announcements between what I'm offering as well as what Oracles is offering. So on March 15th, Oracles is offering an in-person I'm getting all tongue-tied here, an in-person total lunar eclipse / full moon ceremony. So this is a wonderful way to come together with other individuals who honor the celebrations of the moon, come together in a sacred ceremony. We are going to cast a circle together. We are going to call in the corners together. We are going to work our magic for healing, empowerment, and release. We will be doing a guided visual meditation during that ceremony as well. And then afterwards, we always close with a divination circle where everyone pulls a card for themselves, and we kind of share that and interpret it, intuit it together. And it usually has to do with whatever magic it is that person is working, is the message that you tend to receive, or whatever our theme is per se. It is a total lunar eclipse. Again, full moon, March 14th. It's a Friday evening. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is the time for that. The event's been created. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's $35. And again, that is an in-person event, only an advanced sign-up, only due to limited space. So again, if you are interested in sending me a message about any of these events going on, you can always reach out to me and I'll get you information directly. Okay. What else we have going on? Oh, we have a sound bath on the new moon at the end of the month. So this month we're doing full moon circle, new moon sound healing. So on the 28th, it's also a Friday evening, and I believe that's going to be 7 p.m. to 8:45. Also $35. We will have an in-person sound healing, or sound bath, as many people refer to that as, where Karen and I will be working with crystal singing bowls. We'll be working with the planetary gongs or sound pipes. We'll be working with tuning forks. We have elemental koshi chimes. We have ocean drums. We have a variety of magical tools to help us all move ourselves into a more harmonious alignment and help us release some of that stagnant energy as we prep ourselves for spring. As we also know, the spring equinox, or if you are in the southern hemisphere, the autumn equinox is happening. So either way, wherever you are, this is a wonderful time to shift out old energy, to enter, for the preparations, I should say, to enter a new season. So lots of wonderful things happening. Again, we are in shop every Wednesday this month from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you cannot make those hours and you want to shop with us and you want to see what we have, shoot us a message. We oftentimes are able to either do a live video sale, or we can do a private individual sale for you. Or if you're looking for something specific, we can tell you what we have and take some photos and send it over to you that way. And we can handle all the transactions online, as long as we will ship, as long as you are domestic. Okay. So, hi Jillian, welcome Goddess. Thanks for being here. All right. So just to recap really quickly. Oracles of the Light and Magical Me this month of March are offering beginner line dancing classes in person, obviously, for March. The March 7th event is already sold out. March 8th, that's a Saturday, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., $15 a person. That has 3 spaces available. So if you're interested, I would jump on that immediately. Check out the event or send me a message. March 21st, it's a Friday evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., $15 per person, advanced sign up. That does have, it's wide open right now. So line dancing classes for improvers to intermediate level is going to be March 22nd from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., $15 a person. And again, if you're interested, shoot me a message or check out the events. Full moon, total lunar eclipse gathering at Oracles of the Light, $35 a person, and that is on Friday, March 14th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. New moon sound healing meditation. So that is going to be on Friday, March 28th. Again, it is the new moon, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is in Aries, the new moon in Aries it's going to be. So correct me if I'm wrong. I have so many dates and things in my mind, as you see, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's in Aries. Yeah, so quite a magical month, everybody. Check it out. Come on over with us now, really quickly. When I had offered line dancing lessons the last time I was talking about it, I think live, some people had actually reached out to me that are not local to me, some people actually in other countries, and wanted to know how they could do that with me online. So it is something that I am considering. If you are interested in signing up in a private group with me that I would host online, so probably on Facebook, and again in a private group or through YouTube videos, I would actually record 4 lessons, probably about 4 lessons a month, where you could learn those and take your time learning those. And so you would get 4 different dances, all easy beginner dances throughout an entire month. And again, you would learn on your own time with me, always available for questions, tips, etc. So you would learn these step by step through videos. If you are interested in participating in an online virtual line dancing group, shoot me a message, send a comment, let me know, because I will do it and I will offer it through popular demand. So if you're interested, I'll make it happen. Just let me know. All right. I think I got through them all. All right, everybody. So let's get into some magic, should we? All right. I hope you've all been well. And I hope that this, let me know, how did it work out for you? Did you see the event that I posted for Moon Day, letting everybody know I would be live this week? I'm trying to do that so it gives people enough time to know that I am planning to go live this Monday or the coming Monday. Let me know if you like that. I'll keep doing that. Hi, Jen. Oh, wonderful. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll shoot you a message as I start to do the whole planning part of it again. But yeah, anybody else, let me know. Yeah, let me know, everybody, if you like that, me putting an event for when I think I'll be live. And then I try to make myself stick to that as long as nothing happens and comes up. It's been quite a magical magical week. It's going to be a very magical month, is what I should say. But it's kind of a harsh way of getting there, if you will, just because the energy is so extreme. We have Venus just went retrograde, which I want to talk a little bit about in a second, on the 1st. All right. That's the planet that rules over love, relationships, finances, what we value, how we loving ourselves, relationship with money. So that's a bit important. Also, I can't remember the date at this time, but I know Mercury is also going retrograde this month. So not that it's necessarily a bad thing. I will tell you, I actually am really curious to hear if anybody else knows your natal chart. Were you born, if you happen to know if your natal chart, were you born under a Mercury retrograde? I was. And what I noticed about, I'm going to say this and jinx the heck out of myself. I'm knocking on wood, everybody, right now. If you were born under a Mercury retrograde, do you notice that you tend to have an easier time through retrogrades? Or do you think it's just as harsh as the next person? It's always been a really interesting question for me, because it's just been a topic, I think, that's come up, whereas most people are always like, oh no, retrograde is, granted, there are some that are worse than others, because it really does depend upon what zodiac it falls in. But I tend to notice, I'm sorry about the dogs, the majority, I kind of maybe it's just because I understand the opportunity that it's providing for us. All retrogrades give us the opportunity to reflect, as my wolves start howling downstairs. We'll wait. Hi, Eleanor. Welcome, love. Okay, awesome. Good. Awesome. All right. Good to know. I'll keep doing that. I guess they're done. The retrogrades. It's really an opportunity for us to always kind of take a step back, pause, reflect on what that planet's area of focus is, and how it's giving us an opportunity to maybe readdress some things, realign. So I know it's a lot of we don't want to deal with stuff, But, nothing good ever comes from not dealing with stuff. It'll eventually rear its ugly head, and that's why it normally tends to do it with Mercury retrograde or other retrograde planets. So, yeah. Jillian says, I've heard others say that they feel forward momentum in Mercury retrograde as they were born under that transit. Yeah. I will say there's been some rocky ones for me. I won't lie about that, but few and far between. I feel like I've done really well under this. I'm knocking on wood like you would not believe, because watch, I'm going to get back here in a few weeks and be like, guess what? So, yeah, I find that really fascinating. So that's cool that you've heard that before, but I digress. So Venus retrograde. Woohoo. We've got the equinox on top of it, which is great. It's great. It's definitely going to shift out some stuff for us, kind of like clearing away the debris of the old dead foliage, if you will, so that we can get and, do a little pruning work within ourselves so that we can get ready for new growth and new life for those of us in the northern hemisphere. Those in the southern hemisphere, this is going to be a time where you are transferring from light, moving into your darker months now. So it's going to be a time where you start to cultivate some, the harvest that you've had so far, and kind of reaping your rewards and then holding on to them as well and sifting onto what you can take and really doing that prep work for the cooler, darker days and months to come upon you. But either way, equinox is equal light to equal dark. So it's always a wonderful time of bringing ourselves into balance so that we can start from this new place, regardless of where you are. So beautiful time for that. I haven't looked at all of the astrology. There's just some of it that I know, but obviously, yeah, like I said earlier, we've got a total lunar eclipse kicking off eclipse season on Friday, March 14th with the full moon. That's going to be quite big. All eclipses bring about massive change, massive, it's like a shakeup, if you will, that can make that I should say facilitates big, sometimes directional changes for us as well. And it's really like full power to shift us into what we're meant to step deeper into, what we're meant to leave behind, what we're meant to grow towards, all of that. So very powerful. They're also very unpredictable and unexpected. So FYI, all right. With that said, I would take advantage of as much opportunity to do a lot of self-healing this month, a lot of self-work, reflection, self-awareness is really important because, again, it's just all for us to prep to do that, stepping into the next big season of our lives. Today's 3-3 on top of it, everybody. 3-3. So the magic of the number 3 by times itself there. We have that energy that's all about creativity, creation, what we're giving birth to. But it's also the number that assists in closing out old cycles and chapters. So when it's multiplied by itself like that, a lot of you who are familiar with numerology have heard of the master number 33 before. And master number 33 is known as the master teacher. And so it's giving us the opportunity to step into self-mastery over some lessons, over some cycles, over some patterns, over some behaviors, over some situations or some karmic or even old timelines that are no longer serving us, and we get to level up and step into that place of we no longer need to be the student in that area. We can now become the teacher in that area, which means that we've learned through experience, we see the silver lining, we implement the lessons, and we can carry them forward to teach ourselves in the future, but to also assist others on this journey. So very powerful opportunity to be kicking off the month that way. It's pretty potent. So helping us to release the old. This whole month I feel like is really going to be about that. So with that Venus retrograde, as I said, Venus, so most people know that I study and teach the Venus's synodic cycles, as many ancient cultures like the Sumerians, Mesopotamians, even like the Greeks, they all, I mean the Egyptians, all really tracked Venus's movement in the sky. And the reason being is because they saw Venus as this divine, divine embodiment of the sacred feminine energy. And they understood that her cycles aligning or conjuncting the moon created these cosmic portals, these cosmic gateways, similarly like our chakra system. And it's believed that there's a Venus myth that as Venus is reborn as the morning star, before she's reborn to be the morning star, she goes through a period of retrograde, which then is her underworld period. So it's a time of like a shamanic death, and they mirrored her cycles, as is beneficial to us to mirror her cycles. And as we do this, we are able to go through releasing of outdated paradigms or identities, versions of selves, wounding, etc. And she goes through an 18-month cycle, an 18-month journey, moving through these gateways when she conjuncts with the moon, going down back to the underworld, then going back up as she's reborn each time. So she's currently getting ready to be reborn as her morning star self. And as she's basically queen of heaven, but right now she's currently in that shamanic death period, as is a retrograde. So she disappears from the sky for 40 days, or give or take. And as she does so, it's basically she's void of any light. So as she appears to be in retrograde, going backwards or slowing down, you can see these opportunities before she's rebirthed for a new 18-month cycle for you to look at the last 18 months. What have you been experiencing in regards to love, finances, self-worth, value, what you value, your relationship with, how you love, how you need to be loved, and what have you been going through? It's very interesting to me, and I'll just give you a little example here before I get into the reading. Why I feel like Venus's journey is so important to understand, and it goes deeper than what I'm just about to say. There's so much more to it. It is a very complex journey. How crazy it is. I've been doing Venus work for quite a few years now, and I have literally been mirroring her cycles. I've been on this journey. And I'm not to say that this is what happens to everybody. I'm just showing how in alignment with our own life Venus's cycles are. I was teaching this actually 18 months ago. I started prepping to share this. And it's interesting that my husband and I, my late husband and I, had a very... prior to this last 18 months, we had a very difficult year prior to that. And we were kind of going through it, trying to find our way and trying to work through things. And towards the end of that period, we had been trying, we did, or were working on it, I guess you could say. And just as Venus was getting ready to rebirth her new 18-month cycle, which I was prepping a class for, my husband actually died the day Venus, as the Leo goddess, which gets deeper than that, he actually died the day she came out of retrograde. And I have now, literally, my husband has, he's been gone for I say gone, because I know he's not gone, but he's been gone for the last 18 months, her full cycle. And it is my relationship with love and my relationship with myself, which also simultaneously affects my relationship with money, the way I earn money. Everything has changed this last 18 months. So, I mean, it even blew my mind when I realized that after the fact, and obviously I knew right away the day she came out. I was actually celebrating the day she came out of retrograde, because she was being reborn as the morning star. And I was getting ready to teach that, and then he actually passed that day unexpectedly. So it just goes to show this last 18 months, utilizing this 40-day, this next 6 weeks, I think it's going to be until April 12th, utilizing these next couple of weeks to really reflect on these last 18 months is crucial, because it helps you as you step into a new journey, whereas Venus will be moving into Pisces at that time. She will be being reborn as the Pisces meta goddess, which is considered Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Very different energy than what we had experienced with the Leo meta goddess that was being birthed at the time 18 months ago, which was Sekhmet, those of you who understand the goddess Sekhmet in Egyptian culture, or in Egyptian mythos, I should say, understand how you can kind of correlate the energy there of the death of it was a death for me. I died that day. The death of love at that time for me, or what was perceived to be the death of love, definitely the death of a relationship, so very fascinating thing. So I'm trying to tell you all of this because I want you to understand just how important this next couple of weeks are going to be for you to do that self-healing work right now, to work with self-love, to work with forgiveness, to work with healing your heart more than anything right now. So without going too much further into all of this, if anybody is ever interested in learning more about those Venus journeys and those Venus cycles, I actually have been considering putting a course out again for the next 18 months. It would be split up from 9 months to 9 months as her journey down into the underworld, and then back up as she gets reborn from Evening Star. If you are interested in learning more about that, again, I like to work on demand with people that are actually seeking things. It's a fascinating journey. It is something that we ourselves start to get acclimated to in our own bodies. I like to refer to it as templated to Venus's energy. And now it's like with her being born into the Aphrodite energy, or goddess of love energy, it's a very different sort of love that's opening up, that we doing the self-work we are opening up and becoming more available to a very different sort of a love. All right. So yeah. Anyways, that's a lot, but it's a beautiful time, even though. So like I said, make use of this time right now with a lot of self-love, self-healing, self-work, self-reflecting, forgiving where it's needed, working through past resentments, angers, etc., and so on and so forth. Pay attention to your dreams too, because with that Pisces energy getting ready to come in, we're not quite there yet. I think Venus is still in Aries right now. But pay attention to your dreams, because even I've noticed there's a lot of themes during my dream state that's actually working on heart wounding and where forgiveness might need to happen for, in my waking life or with past cycles and even in my ancestral line. So it's pretty fascinating stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and get on into this. How's everybody doing? Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? Make sure comments are still good to go. Hi, Dawn Marie. Welcome, lovely. So good to see you here. I went over a bunch of news and announcements in the beginning. They'll be available on the replay if you're interested in anything that I have to offer here with Magical Me or with Oracles of the Light. All right, so we're just going to take a moment to bring it all into sacred space, everybody, okay? So how we're going to do this is just to center and basically ground ourselves. So bring us into this present moment so that we are not floating outside of our body. We can be in the best position to be able to receive and to hear the way you're meant to hear these messages coming through. Awesome, Dawn. Thank you so much. So I'm going to just take a moment to, if you can, safely close your eyes and detach for a moment from everything and anything else, only if it's safe for you to do so. All right. Hi, Cherie. Welcome, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Happy to have you here. Perfect timing, as I've gone over some other stuff, some astrological stuff for the month as well, but getting ready to pull that magical card. So I'm going to have you all now just close your eyes. Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath in through your nose with the count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Release the breath through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and release. 2, 3, 4. Deep breath in one last time. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4. Just feel yourself connecting with your heart center now. Releasing all tension in your body. And just softening now your jaw, dropping your shoulders. Relaxing your back. And just bringing your mind down into your heart. As you bring yourself into the present moment, the eternal now. Feeling yourself nice and grounded and open to receive. And you can open your eyes. All right, so I am working with the Midnight Forest Oracle cards, and this is by Midnight Oracle. All right, so asking for guidance and insight, the highest and greatest good of the collective this week of March 3rd, 2025. What do we almost need to know this week? We received the Midnight Moth. I was going to say lunar moth, that's what it reminds me of. And it says, your will is the way. What lights you up, quiet moves. What ends, begins again. Okay. So there is no such thing as ending. It's what you heard me say when I had spoken about my late husband before. You heard me say, well, not really gone. Because energy never dies. Energy never ends. It merely transforms. So too do we. I died that day, but I'm reborn. Do you see what I'm saying? Same thing happens with any situations in our lives that come to an end or are in need of coming to an end. Oftentimes we'll find ourselves resisting letting something go. We think that the tighter that we hold on, the better our chances will be that we can fix it, right? Or that we can, that everything will just be okay. It'll somehow just be okay, but it's going to get harder and harder. And the more that we resist it, the more difficult it becomes. It's almost like something getting hotter and hotter as we try to keep hold of it, but yet we end up getting burned because we won't let go, right? So nothing really ever comes to an end if something is ready to be released from your life, which is that 3-3 portal. I told you that in the beginning. The 3-3 energy is all about giving, it's helping us to give birth to something new by releasing and helping to facilitate the end of the old, right? But think about a circle, because that's the energy of the 3. The circle has no end and it has no beginning. It's the same message here this week for us. So what you give way to is creating space for new. So we aren't really ending anything. We're just beginning something else. Every ending is just a beginning in disguise, right? So the lunar moth or the midnight moth coming through to show us that there are things that yet can't be seen. You know, think about what a lunar moth or a midnight moth, a dark, midnight moth. Moths come out at night. Why? They're always out, but they come out really at night because they're attracted to the light, right? So in the darkness, when we can't see anything, when we don't fully understand what is going on, the best thing that we can do is just let go. The best thing that we can do is let the breeze carry us towards the light. What lights you up? What makes you feel alive? Do that. That is your magic. That is your soul calling you. That is that feeling that you get when you think about it. If I could do anything without really thinking, go to that space of if you could do anything you wanted to do, nothing else was a factor. Let's say children, finances, time, work. Let's say none of that was a factor. Don't think about any of that. If all of that didn't exist and you could do anything that you wanted to do, what would that be? What is exciting to you? What is making your heart feel light and tickled when you think about that? Do that, because this is a new era. This is a new cycle. It's the birthing of you that you have yet to see. There's so much more to you that the only way you'll get to see it is if you make the sacrifice to let go of what doesn't work anymore, of the old you. I wrote a poem one time, and the very beginning of it is what I keep hearing in my head right now. The very beginning of it is, I feel like, what's important. The tower of the old you is crumbling in a magnificent display of birthing something new. So it's that crumbling is creating the space for the new foundation. You need those bricks. You need that thing to fall down, because you need the bricks to pave the way for the new. You need the dust to settle so that you can see the way forward. So your will is the way. Your intention, do not underestimate the power of your will. That is all we have. Our intention combined with will to take action is the magic. Of course, there is divine timing, but realistically, that just means divine alignment. That just means that we put that energy out there, we start taking action towards it, and then we also have to do the work for ourselves to align with it, and we have to let that experience align with us. It's not there. It's not going to happen. But it is also important for us to be a little bit fluid with it so that it can happen in the most magnificent way. Not if we try to control it, which means we might not get the full picture, the full potential, right? So quiet moves is very interesting to me, because that makes me feel like there might be an element of what you're doing or what you want to do that you're meant to kind of keep a little bit under wraps in some way or another. And this might not apply to everybody, but there might be some element of what you're trying to do or what you want to do that you're meant to start doing the inner working about it, or you're meant to start putting the plan in some sort of action, and kind of like a little bit on the sly almost, like start making moves. Like, okay, so let's say it has to do with work, and you want to leave work, you want to leave what you do because you want to go into pursuing a path that fulfills you. That is what you feel more inclined or more aligned with doing. Maybe it's time for you to start doing the work, putting the plans and actions. How are you going to sustain yourself? What are you going, what can you do to start making it happen before you actually give your notice to your old job? So start the quiet moves, but make moves. Absolutely. All right. Like a moth to a flame, everybody. Allow yourself to be led, and that light is what's going to guide you home to yourself, to your new life. All right, everybody. Always do what lights you up. Every day, no matter what. Okay? All right, everybody. I hope that you all have had a magical weekend, and I hope that you have a magical week ahead. And thank you so much for being here with me. And yeah, if anybody has any questions or needs any assistance with signing up for any of the events mentioned earlier today, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you all for being here. Sending you so much love. Take care.